Hello everybody, welcome back for some StarCraft 2 action. My name is Ryquiz and we are here in the Katowice main tournament, Group Stage A. We got Scarlett going up against Spirit on Alcyone. It's the map with the gold basis. And Scarlett going for a standard hatch first, where Spirit is going for a wall on top of his ramp. So not going for that low ground wall that is getting a little popular right now. People... Like, back in the day, it was crazy talk to do that, but nowadays you can kind of take the low ground, and then... Wow, Spirit is going for a CC first. I was about to say, when you build a low ground wall, you can hide your CC a little bit better, and... I mean, what can the Zerg player really do? Well, if there's two Raxes here, and they do an early attack, of course you lose quite a bit of production, even by just having to lift them. But you probably have to keep them there to finish your bunkers first. And yeah, it's just kind of a mess when the Zergs get really aggressive. But if you know that your Zerg opponent isn't the most likely to be super aggressive, this is a pretty nice move by Spirit. Going for the CC first, now getting a barracks and double gas to still have a decent factory timing at least. Might even get a Reaper. Slightly delayed Reaper, of course. Now, what we're doing with the groups here, guys, is that I picked about 5 matches of each group. Some of them I already picked when I was watching the event live. I was like, oh, this is such a great match. I need to do a cast of this. Some of the matches are repeats that we've casted in the qualifiers. So then with that knowledge that we together already have of how they performed against each other in the qualifiers, we know that extra little bit of mind games that will be going on, so I'll also be casting those games that have already happened in the qualifiers. And so it's about 20 games of group stages, and then we go into the playoffs, and then I should finish casting all of that just before ESL Spring starts, so then you're up to date with the latest, biggest tournament, and then we head up straight into the ESL Spring. It kind of depends on the next patch coming out. If the next patch comes out in like a week, then I might speed up my time schedule a little bit, because older patches are sometimes a little bit boring to people, and maybe even myself. Now, game still doing standard stuff here, both of these players. Scarlett 1 droning gas, just getting speed, and we do have that Reaper from Spirit on the map. Marines got across the map and actually catch 2 SCVs. And trying to get that mule kill, does not get it. Now getting a reactor onto that factory, and even a third CC for Spirit here, going super economical. Now Spirit is one of those guys that, formerly known as Soul, by the way, he is not afraid of playing the later game versus Zerg especially. He is okay with just building 8 orbitals, getting some ghosts, some widow mines, some liberators, maybe even some tanks, and just sitting there. Make some PFs, make some turrets, make some sensor towers, throw some nukes. He's okay to chill and play the war of attrition, even though the maps are the biggest we've ever had in StarCraft. I think. Like, this is not bigger than Whirlwind, right? You had a couple of those weird-ass maps that were really big, like... I don't remember, like a really big purple map? Like Nerazim something? It was just so big and open. It was the Zerg heaven. Oh yeah, I remember it in ZVZ especially. It was so big that we would go full Brood War and take our third bases in corners of the map because it was just too big. Like Nerazim Fortress or something. Doesn't matter. We're watching a CVT. We are getting Cloak here with 1 Banshee. And let's see if he also makes a second one. We're getting Stim. No engineering base just yet, but Spirit just really powering up his economy. Has 4 Hellions, 6 Hellions out. So kind of, is he hiding this count, or just making sure that the high amount of links that he saw from Scarlett can't do any damage to him? This Overlord cheekily behind the base of Spirit. Does not see it. Second Banshee will be coming out. Oh my god, he's just patrolling it in his base. He's like, no knights is gonna hit me. 4th base coming down for Scarlett, not touching that gold base at all. A little bit disappointing here. How many Hellions are that? 8 Hellions, but he's not going mech. And the creep spread from Scarlett. is actually looking kind of insane. Lair now almost done. Bunch of gases being added on here by Scarlett. No Evos yet. Third base gets scouted now, and now she adds on 5 gases at a time with 2 Evos and a Hydralisk Den. So Scarlett really waiting to see that third base, waiting to add on additional gases until she has that third base completely saturated with minerals, is safe with a good amount of queens, has some lings on the map as well. Overseer scouts that this is definitely bio, that's all she really needs to know. Double engineering bay in the front, but not in the wall. Even a bunker here for Spirit, playing a pretty chill game, mining out his minerals on the side here. I wouldn't be surprised if he just goes for a pretty quick fourth as well. And just, tranquilo. Or tranquilo? I don't know, just chill. Because that is kind of his MO. Do see Hydra range coming out, and range upgrades with Carapace here for Scarlett. So that is a little surprising to me. Usually you do go melee upgrades because they just favor the Banes, they favor the Zerglings, and those are the units that you will be making most of. But no, she's going for range upgrades, maybe signaling that she wants to go into those lurkers a little earlier than most people would. You see 1-1 halfway done here for Spirit, a couple medevacs, tanks coming out, so nobody here will be surprised if Spirit attacks when all of these upgrades are about to finish. Like, when these are about to finish, you want to be clearing this creep with your main army. But even better, with your Hellions beforehand. A lot of Hydras are coming out here for Scarlett. Before she really has made any Banelings at all. Even Infestation Pit being added on here as well. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Lair quick or Hive quickly follow after. No fourth base from Spirit just yet. I'm a little surprised by that. Is this just going to be a very committed 3-base push? I almost don't believe it. He's starting an armory for 2-2 upgrades. So I feel like, yeah, there we go. Fourth base is going to go down for Spirit, even on location. That's greedy in a sense. Like, you could make it here and just float it over, and it will never get cancelled. Fifth base for Scarlett going down as well, and Spirit attacking here on the right side, which is a part of the map that doesn't get played too often, because you both have to clear minerals and stuff. But it would be very nice to have some tanks here and still some minerals in place. Look at this, which is Mass Hydra. Scarlett saw that Stefano versus Baby Marine. Yeah, Baby Marine game from Homestory Cup 24. You can watch that on my channel as well. Game number 2, I think. Stefano versus Baby Marine on Alcyone. Literally just went Mass Hydralisk. And that's literally the thumbnail, because that's what he did. He just massed Hydras. And he showed some young Terran player the ropes. He's like, I can make only Hydras versus you. And do a lot of damage. Perhaps even win that game. Spirit does cancel the 6th base here from Scarlett, so it does get into a decent position with these tanks. But Scarlett with the Hydralisk Queen Infestor composition. Don't see that every day. Just throwing down fungals onto the bio army and takes down all of the siege tanks. I do like that she's adding in a couple of lings there. Because lings are very good at tanking and surrounding armies so that they, you know, stop moving away from you. Lings running into the natural just on move command. So basically, Scarlett just lost all those units for free. Spawning pool just get taken down, or bruised, not taken down. Look at the creep though. She's been so aggressively spreading that. And Spirit has been over here and over here to stop that. But she's just re-spreading. And I love seeing Scarlett on top of her game, and especially seeing her here at the World Championship for 2024. Or I guess at the end of the 2023 season. We have Oliveira as well in Group B, trying to defend his title. So we'll see more from him in a couple more casts. So if you're watching this one, it's like in 2 weeks or so, we'll see some Oliveira. Scarlett dealing with a drop at the top, but also making aggressive moves here at the 3rd base of Spirit. Spirit has a lot of tanks, 2 at a time being built, and a lot of Marines. No Marauders at all. That's interesting. I don't know if Marauders are good against Hydras. I guess their DPS is just too low. They are good at tanking, though. Oh my god, Scarlett just moves on in here. Grabs the center of Spirit's bases, but these tanks in the back just shelling down on her. Almost +1 for siege tanks as well. 2-2 about to finish on both sides. Scarlett actually kind of anti-timing herself here. Attacked just before her 2-2 finished. But she did get a nice trade with the Army of Spirit, which fully maxed out armies of Hydras are... I feel like it's pretty hard to fight against fully maxed out bio-tank armies. If you don't get the fungals, and getting fungals is pretty hard if the tanks are already set up. So I like that she's going for trades here. It's kind of like when you are playing roaches into Terran. You need to consistently keep trading out. Does have the gold base here. And she's also mining the minerals. Scarlett really wants to open up this map. More avenues of attack are needed against this... It's not turtle mech, it's turtle bio tank. Okay, we see Hydra Infestor. That's the type of strat you want to see. Your first map in a world championship, basically, the group stage. Katowice. She brings out the Hydra Infestor style with lings, of course. Don't forget the lings. 6 base being pressured here by Spirit's drop. Other side of the map. He also wanted to do some pressure, but Scarlett's on top of things here. A couple Hydras shooing away this little drop. And she does have she just has 3 Carapace and 1 melee. No lurkers, mind you, so this is just straight +2 Hydras. Because she was planning on making a lot of those with Infestors. Somehow this unit is looking good again in 2023/2024. Especially 2024. With the proposed semi-buffs? My man. Ooh, Vipers here into the army of Scarlett as well. Yoinking in some of the expensive units from Spirit here. Killing 2 siege tanks and a Liberator. That is annoying for Spirit. But in the end, Spirit did manage to take another base. So he's sitting on 5 bases, making more command centers. And this is his comfort zone. A couple units just chilling. Probably broke his rally path at some point. +3 is underway for Spirit as well on the bio. So that is when these Marines will hit their peak efficiency, and I guess Ghosts as well. Oh, Hydras come in. Snipe a nice little tanky boy there. And they go back again. It's kind of funny how putting it here actually makes it vulnerable to being sniped, and putting them here makes them way less vulnerable to getting sniped, because only Hydras at the edge can hit them. But then you don't create that corridor of death type of thing. Wow, Scarlett just moving on into the 3rd base, recognizing again that there's a lot of tanks down here just sitting and chilling. Hydras and Ultralisks together. What a dirty composition. I hate watching it. I feel like Ultralisks and Hydras are together the dumbest unit. Because Ultralisks, without fail, get stuck behind your Hydras, and then the Hydras like fan out, become that arc, and they start shooting. And then the Ultralisks are like behind it, like, I wanna go in, And so if you don't correctly position and micro your Hydras and pay attention to them, babysit their arses the whole time, those Ultralisks are going to be stuck behind the Hydras. And I just hate it. So it's a very difficult balancing act where, look at this, Hydra, Ultralisk stuck behind the Hydras. Did nothing in the fight, great, didn't do the tanking they are supposed to do. But that's just me. We do see a bunch of Banelings being added into this composition finally. Now, that is very gas-intensive, making Infestors and Banelings together, not to mention the other higher tech units, such as the Ultralisk and the Viper. But Scarlett has like half the map, so she can afford that gas, still has a bank, rolls in a bunch of Banelings, which are very good against the Ghosts here. And Spirit just absorbing another attack from Scarlett here. The creep is literally at his natural and 3rd base location, at one of his centers. I don't know which chakra this is for Spirit, but it's a little cloudy. We should clear that one up a little. Viper sucking away at a geyser because he already almost completely exhausted the health bar of that hatchery. Double drop from Spirit here finds that Scarlett has taken both of the rich geyser bases for herself. Goes for a little drop to deny that. Scarlett now switching into the Broodlords, identifying that, well, you have a lot of tanks. And maybe I can abuse that with my Broodlords. Does she have enough infestors? Only 2 infestors. I feel like you need a decent amount of infestors to deal with this amount of ghosts that's coming out from Spirit. He has 6 so far, not making any more. Ooh, the top bases here from Scarlett are definitely getting ransacked here by Spirit. Both of those Rich Geyser bases have been destroyed, but now the Broodlords do come in, siege down with their Broodlords on top of the siege tanks that instantly get evaporated. But some Ghost Snipes do come out, but 4 more Ghosts being added on, even a Thor and a Viking. Spirit definitely getting caught off guard here by the Broodlords, but Scarlett does not want to press her advantage right now. She's afraid. Or just busy with the run-bys or drops that have been happening here by Spirit, really pulling away her attention, and it's very dangerous to keep attacking with your most expensive force into, well, basically the basis of Spirit, where he probably has the most sturdy defenses lined up for you. Another CC being built, Fusion Core, another CC flying. Orbitals have been established by Spirit, and he, as I said, is in his comfort zone right now. And Scarlett is going to try and prove him that she can take him on. I think that is a pretty good strategy for the first game in the series. If you prove to Spirit that you don't really care that he wants to go to late game and you can beat him there, that forces him into an awkward corner. Because he can either say, well, that was a one-off, you won't win the next time, or he can capitulate in his mind, be like, well, you beat me in my most comforty of zones. How am I going to come back from this? Wow, Scarlett's running into the third base as well. Broodlords raining down hell on top of the PF. 31 SCVs have been killed in the third base, Maynarding to the whatever base this is, and all of them end at the gold base as well, dying to siege tanks, shelling, fungals, and banelings. She's also moving into the natural. I mean, Spirit, you're losing a lot of ground here, buddy. These Broodlords really being the sledgehammer that they usually are versus mech, but they also are the sledgehammer versus this bio-tank ghost late-game Terran army. Marauders get caught here. Fungaloo. Oh, small fungal doesn't hit the army on top of the ramp because you couldn't quite see that. Decent fungals on top of the Vikings, but no corruptors here to deal with them. Only Hydras, and Hydras can't really walk over dead space. Spirit, he is maxed though. He has a very big army. It doesn't look too pretty, but he's in this. CC can't land. Nice creep spread. Look at the map. Look at this beautiful painting of creep that Scarlett has created for us. And now, taking down one of Spirit's outer bases because she knows where the main army was. The main army was chilling at the third base here, trying to defend against this Broodlord Infestor. Wings of Liberty is back with a vengeance, baby. Oh, nice fungal on top of the Vikings, and all of the Vikings go down. Oh, Spirit, what are you using? Oh, the ghosts actually walk in as well. One ghost does go down. And no snipes actually go down on the Broodlords. Broodlords somehow fast enough to get out of snipe range. What is this? We do have a Thor here as well. Just a morale boost type of Thor. Lings, Banelings, Hydras, and the Broodlords trying to catch some units off guard here, but Spirit is kind of positioned decently here with the siege tanks, and he wants to re-establish that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th base of him. This base just gave up. It's like, no. I'm out. Scarlett has re-established the top bases, mostly just mining gas from that. Has a giant bank. Tanks getting caught off guard. SCVs into the shredder. And only 39 workers here. Actually remaking a fusion core here is Spirit. His natural has been ransacked. Lings are everywhere, just being annoying. And I think Spirit is about to crack here. Gold base also goes down. How many SCVs have died here? 75 SCVs. And Scarlett is just playing this like a fiddle. Just beautiful music into our Zerg ears. I won't do an impression of that. But she's nibbling away at the army of Spirit, forcing him to continuously reposition, and she has the creep so she can get to where she wants to go hella fast. I mean, the Broodlords don't benefit from the creep, of course, but still. All of the support units do. And Scarlett runs in, Crackling's eating away at the fusion core, just taking what she can get, not trying to get or force an engagement anymore right now. Just carefully waiting to go in at the right time. Going in from one side with all of these Lings, Banes, and Hydras, identifying that my army's just bigger. And size does matter in StarCraft 2. And most of the Army of Spirit just got evaporated by the Banelings and the Hydras. Lots of fungals going down on top of it. Changelings being dropped. Basically telling Spirit that Scarlett was done microing that fight. She's like, I have nothing to do. Let me drop some Changelings. We've all done that. Spirit, my guy. I think you're dead. He has one base here in the bottom, one over there, and he calls G to the G. And we're back. Game number 2, Scarlett versus Spirit. We're here on Solaris, which is the map with the speed zones. Spirit went for a pretty cheeky CC first, and it looks like he's going to be doing that again. That's what he practiced, and that's what he wants to play. On Alcyone, I feel like Spirit got everything that he wanted out of that game. Of course, he didn't really get any damage done. Wasn't able... or no critical damage. Wasn't able to contain the creep as he probably is capable of doing with other players, other Zerg players. And his big attack didn't end up doing a lot of damage. It got cleaned up by Scarlett pretty well with the pure Hydra force with Infestor Ling. So Spirit, not deterred, goes for the same opener again, except for that he's... oh, never mind. Does go for the second gas as well. And goes for an SCV scout. Making sure that nothing cheeky is going on. Scarlett could be going for a pool first, going for some roach aggression, kind of blind countering the fact that Spirit might go for another CC first. And if this game goes to in game number 3, I mean, he's shown CC first twice in a row then. But we'll see that. It remains to be seen. Spirit doing the same thing. Scarlett doing the same thing. No, this is my second favorite build order for Terran. I think my favorite build order is when they first like the video and then subscribe. And then they go for the CC first. I think that one is probably the most OP. Definitely gets you in the best life situation and also in the best situation or position for the game. I mean, especially if you think about long-term improvement of your game and your life. My favorite. I do recommend. We see the Reaper coming out, instant reactor for that factory, and look at that, he's not mining that much gas. He just needs the 6 workers on gas to get the boom influx of gas to have the 100 for the factory. And as soon as that is done, he doesn't need as much gas anymore because Hellions don't cost gas. The next thing he's going to build that costs gas is his starport. That's only 100. So he can actually prioritize a little bit more mineral income on these SCVs, or by putting the SCVs onto the mineral patches. Love that a lot. Scarlett, how has she responded? Still has 4 Lings. Now, where are these Lings? Well, they were out on the map, looking for an in, but the Reaper this time around waiting at the front of the base, not getting ran by again. Or is he? Zerglings did end up getting into the natural and mineral line again. But this time around, the Spirit's Reaper was not caught off guard and didn't lose 2 SCVs. Now, 3rd CC is underway. That's very much in line with maximizing your mineral income, because CCs cost a lot of minerals. A CC costs 400, and then you have to basically upgrade to an orbital, which is another 150. Starport is on the map again, getting a Cloak and a Banshee. You kind of need that against any type of roach attack from Scarlett, because Zerg doesn't have early good anti-air aside from the Queens, and while Queens are ungodly slow off of creep. It's possible on some maps, this might be one of them because of the speed zones. I don't know if speed zones just improve your movement speed by like a percentage or a fixed number, or that they set your movement speed to a fixed number. I've actually never investigated it that much. I feel like it's just a multiplier. So you get like 0.5 speed or something. So it wouldn't make the queens that much faster. It's still faster than normal, obviously. But if it sets them to a particular number of speed, let's say 5 hexes per second or something, I don't know. The movement speed is actually... yeah, it's just a number in StarCraft, right? Then it would be better for the queens, is what I'm trying to say. But then speedlings probably wouldn't benefit from it, so I'm guessing it's a multiplier. And we have another macro game going. Hydra probably coming up. We see a lair, we see double Evo, we see a bunch of gases coming down again for Scarlett. And, I mean, I see no reason for her to deviate from her plan, aside from maybe she thinks this map is kind of ass for that style. More barracks being added on here. Where are those Banshee Gorillas? There they are. So last game we didn't really take note of them at all because, I mean, no drones ended up going down to those Banshees. Some Hellions, well, not flying around, but definitely zooming about. Killing 2 creep tumors and leaving. Banshees here in the middle line. Catch a couple drone kills here. 3 drone kills. Overseer being morphed right away. Queens are in position as well. 4 drones, 5 drones. 6 drones, 7 drones. Ooh, Spirit, dude. And here we go. Again, ranged upgrades here for Scarlett with the Hydralisk Den. So she is committed to doing the same style once again. I mean, she can still switch it up a little, you know, because she might understand that maybe Spirit tries to hard counter that style a little bit more. So maybe I can switch out into Lurkers earlier. Maybe I can skip the Ultralisk, go straight into Broodlords. Maybe I can go a little bit heavier on the Ling Baneling. Maybe add in the Vipers earlier. Like, you can play with the composition so that it's not quite the same, and so Spirit can't perfectly set up for the same thing to happen. Because ain't that the definition of insanity? Oh, engineering base in the front this time around. Bolstering the wall. 1-1 is about to finish, and we're going to see the same attack from Spirit coming out. Infestation Pit coming out again for Scarlett with the Hydra range. And 1-1 is about to finish up. Damn, these Hydras are going to be so strong. They're 1-1, and they have range already. And Infestors will be coming soon after that. Some Lings are out and about, ready to do a nice cheeky run-by. Marines are ready for it, though, as all the barracks are rallied to that depot. The Army of Spirit slowly but surely encroaching onto Scarlett's grounds. And Scarlett already sitting pretty on 5 bases. Has this rich geyser mining already. And a Ling run-by ready to launch an assault as well. 2-2 has been started for both players. Hydra speed coming up as well. Movement speed. No Infestors just yet, Scarlett. I want to see some Infestor boys. Just 1 round of Infestor Ling. Siege tanks slowly encroaching onto the space. What is Scarlett going to do? Is she going to give this up? This is a lot of Hellbat Marine with Stem. Queens trying to be in front, and she gives up the base. That did look like a difficult position. In the meanwhile, we see some Lings here at the natural. They killed all of the Marines here, but we're softened up quite a bit. And the Ling run-by has been cleared up. A couple SCVs gave their lives, and some Marines as well. 14 more Hydralisks, dude. 3 Hellions, though. Oh, no. Somehow this could just do a lot of damage here. They become Hellbats. Shift-clicked onto the drones. Nice job by Spirit. Oh my god, the Hydras go into a meat grinder here. Not getting the greatest of arcs. No Lings from behind. No Hydras from behind either. And, oh, not a lot of drones ended up dying because they started following the Queen. Oh my god, Spirit. Is that a misclick, or did you get greedy? Mass Hydralisk here. Now finally some Lings are coming up. 2-2 halfway done for both players, but the third base of Scarlett is in peril. And Spirit's attack looking a lot more fearsome this time around. Another corridor of death for Scarlett, and she moves into it. Some drones die as well. Third base dies with it. She does have a new 4th base, but this is now a rough spot for Scarlett. 10 more Hydras are underway, and some Lings are trying to get something done across the map, trying to, like, punish a greedy 4th base here, but I don't see... Well, there's a 4th base, but it's not on location. Scarlett is alive, but this seems like a pretty terrible position. She's supply blocked, she's stuck on mass Hydralisk, and she doesn't have a 4th base mining. Does have a decent worker count still. These links take down a supply depot. I mean, do supply block Spirit, but look at the supply. It does not lie. Hydralisk do get a decent arc now. Unsieged tanks as well. Decent engagement here for Scarlett. Doesn't turn around as soon as the tanks siege up. She feels like she needs to win that fight, but stays around a little longer. Now finally kites back here. But another assault here from Spirit. Uses his double marine drop here to go for the 4th base of Scarlett. And Scarlett tries to run over with her Hydras here, but the 4th base does go down. Other 4th base location has been completely controlled by Spirit. And he's moving in for the kill. The center of Scarlett's bases is ripe for the taking. And Siege Tank's already sieging up here, taking a big chunk out of it. Big fungal on top of those Marines, though. Good job. Lings get on top of the tanks, and actually a pretty cheap cleanup here for Scarlett. That is actually pretty big. Wow. Good trade there for Scarlett, but still no 4th base, whilst Spirit does have one. And this is kind of going from bad to worse for Scarlett here. Getting Burrow, getting +1 melee. Does not... Oh, is going for a Baneling Nest. Just about to say, I think you just need some... You need a comeback mechanic here. You need some Baneling Landmines. You need some Burrow Infestor Fungals. You need a Ling run by that then burrows in the main. And then, like, you need to do a lot of shenaniganry here. Ask Scarlett to come back. You do have 80 drones. So if for some reason Spirit allows you to live and build up your forces back to max, it could happen, right? You could get an army that is actually strong enough to fight, but now... Spirit's almost doubling your army supply, so if you allow him to move out and get into position on one of your bases, you are basically boned. I feel like this Scarlett army should be on the edge of her creep, ready to make the crossing. She sent out changelings just a bit ago. She knows where the army should be, so I would like her to be over here, kill these rocks, and run into the 3rd base as soon as this army even thinks about moving out. I guess shutting down these run-bys also does a good number, because if you just efficiently shut down these drops every time, you do slowly but surely trade out more efficiently. It still is costing Spirit money to make those units, but he will replace them pretty speedily. You see the army here. What does Scarlett want to do? You see the army. Ghosts are already there. Liberators, tanks, and... It's a lot of tanks, it's a lot of army. She also has a bunch of her army over there, so she's just taking trades at the front and then retreating. I like that. Very expertly done here. We see a fungal going down. EMPs try to hit the infestors. They do hit one, but look at that. Spirit is on top of the base of Scarlett, and immediately she just has to give it up. Double drop goes into the main base, and no counter-offensive from Scarlett here, even though... Well, I guess there are enough units from Spirit there, but... You have to try something here. Hydra's in the main with the fungal boys. Hit it! She does get the fungal. Oh, nice. Burrow as well. No scan. So another good trade there for Scarlett. And look at the supply. Slowly but surely, she is climbing back up that supply ladder. Another base going down. She needs bases, though. She's taking 2 right now. And if she loses 1 more without establishing... at least 1 or 2 more, she is so dead. And look at this entire Spirit army moving on over. This is when you want to be in his face, killing his dudes. Instead, she's trying to win a big fight, which is, you know, fair as well. If you're not progressing your tech all too much, that means you're just making army units right now. That means you need to win a big fight. Pretty nice arc here from Scarlett. Can she get a good fight? A lot of tanks have already been set up, and there is no creep. This is looking pretty dire here for Scarlett. Spirit is maxed out, no reason to wait. Starts sniping another baser from Scarlett, and she is moving in from 2 sides. Has the speed zone on her sides. Hydra's kind of getting stuck on the left here. The right side flank already completely evaporated before the left side flank can get in. And Spirit, I mean, that game was over for a little bit. He takes the game number 2 pretty gosh darn convincingly. We're here. Game number 3, Spirit versus Scarlett on Site Delta, another map that will leave us in the next map pool. So let us enjoy it once more. Spirit looking to be going for another CC first opener, and Scarlett just going for a 16 hatch herself. So players playing the same build order for now 3 times in a row. Let's see if Scarlett makes any adjustments and if Spirit makes any adjustments. Because sooner rather than later he will be scouting out that Scarlett is doing relatively the same thing. And, I mean, he did kind of convincingly win game 2. So do you just think, okay, game 1, kind of a fluke, stupid gold bases, my attack was kind of two-legged, I don't know. And do you just play the same thing again? You're like, well, I won really handily game number 2. I should be able to do it again. This is what I practiced. And, I mean, you can't blame him for doing that. But that does offer Scarlett the opportunity to do a little cheeky. Going for 3 gas. I wouldn't mind her delaying her speed a little bit longer this game. I think she will see the CC before she has 100 gas, so you can just pull out of gas right away. Gives you a little bit of minerals. She might have already done that in the previous games, honestly. She's a professional after all. Queen of Blades. Yeah, look at that. She pulls out of gas at 60. Delaying her speed so much. She could just pull back into gas if she sees a Reaper going across the map right now. But instead, she is going to be seeing that CC already done. So she knows exactly what she's up against. Is she going to do a taxi build, maybe? Is sending across these lings once again, trying to circumvent the Reaper. And the Reaper is going to look for those lings and going to be staying at home. No SCV scout this game. So look at that. Spirit completely blind. There is a third base here for Scarlett. Only 1 drone on gas still. About to start up her speed. And Spirit just completely doing the same build again. Ooh, little mistake by Spirit. Look at the rally path. These SCVs have to go a little further. That's not efficient, sir. Third CC does go down, however. That is pretty efficient. This Reaper's just like, nope. If there's any amount of links... Ooh, I like this. Scarlett using her early links to take down the rocks immediately. And these rocks can be a pain in the ass in this on this map specifically. And some Zerg players just kind of always forget that those rocks exist. Not trying to point at Raynor here, but, you know, he famously doesn't kill his rocks. And then gets... kind of abused for that. Reaper finally going out. Spirit going out for a scout. First thing he finds is creep over there. That's kind of how your ladder games feel now, don't they? No third base over there, Mr. Spirit. But Scarlett also not rushing a 4th. I feel like you don't really have money for that. You want to make more drones and queens. Making that 4th hatchery just... That's 300 minerals. There could be more drones. At this stage in the game, 42 workers. I don't see a starport. Never mind, I see a starport. Reactor? Spirit is changing it up. He's not going Banshees. He's like, you are not doing some road shenaniganry to me. And I don't see a lair. We see double Evo again. Even double Evo before a lair. So Scarlett is switching it up here. She's not teching up to Hydra very fast. I feel like she's going for Massling Bane here. And then maybe teching up after into straight Ultralisks. That's about it. I mean, she's prioritizing the upgrades at this point instead of her tech. So getting upgrades before Baneling Speed, before Hydralisks, before Lair, basically. And that's a choice you can make that does give you better fights versus the Terran, because your upgrades will start before his. He doesn't even have his NG base. Look at that, engineering base just going down. Third base has been landed by Spirit. Fourth base going down for Scarlett. Her creep spread is going absolutely insane, as we are used to, but also Spirit just not really contesting the creep until like 5 minutes. Because now he has a force that can actually contest creep. So, yes, Scarlett is great at spreading creep, but also Spirit is kind of letting her do it. And he's going for a 1-1 push again. Ooh, 2-1-1 here. Kind of. It's not really a 2-1-1, but you do send out 2 medevacs full of Marines with stim. 3 barracks behind it, making some tanks as well. This is an interesting attack from Spirit. I feel like it's mostly just to keep the Zerg honest here. We do see a Baneling Nest coming up and Lair. 3 hatcheries being built at a time. Macratch in the main. And this is when Scarlett has to build a lot of units, because Spirit is attacking you way earlier than you are used to from the last 2 games. Even putting the Spore Crawler at her center. Such an important spot. Making sure that these medevacs can't stay there for free. The Marines and the Hellions have to spend shots on that. Ooh, could have sent 1 queen out of this pack to immediately sneakily respread. I feel like 1 queen with like 50 to 75 energy, you don't miss it. But I might be completely wrong. Because you're losing a lot of creep spread here. Does respread over here, is respreading at the top, but your creep in the middle is completely annihilated. We did see some Lings take down a couple SCVs, but now we see the big advantage. She survived. 1-1 is almost done. She has a lair. Baneling speed coming. 2-2 will be coming very soon as well. And I kind of want to see an infestation pit dropped soon after 2-2 starts. That's kind of the mental note you need to make. If you start 2-2, you want to start infestation pit so you can start a hive, so you can start 3-3. Spirit, though, just balls to the walls. 1-1, almost done. And the 4th base of Scarlett, hard to keep alive here. Only Ling Bane for Scarlett, but she does have 1-1. Wow, the Banelings do get cleaned up. She is doing a big run by killing 15 SCVs. At the other side of the map, Spirit not leaving any Lings here to clean up the depots. Oh, big Ling surround onto the tank here. Tank does get killed by the other tank. Oh my god, Spirit gonna be kicking himself here. 3rd base kept alive. Nice transfuses. 4th base will get cancelled here, but there's another one waiting. And I feel like Scarlett is weathering the storm. 2-2 upgrades going strong. No 2-2 upgrades here for Spirit. And all the queens take down both of the medevacs. Big surround here on Spirit. Actually wiggles out a little bit, but all of his units very red. Tank does get taken down. More medevacs are assembled here at the army. Spirit just rally pushing here into Scarlett. No 2-2. Spirit trying to get a lot of damage done, and he did get a 4th base. He did get some decent trades, but I don't know if they're enough. Scarlett had 1-1 so early, making the trades in her favor. Ling Bane in the back, Ling's Queen in the front. A war on 2 fronts, and another siege tank goes down. Another siege tank goes down, and Baneling hits as well. Spirit does not have a lot of army remaining. Does get a queen here, but now he surely realizes that this is not going to be killing Scarlett. Even expanding towards the top there, taking a 5th. More Ling Bane being added on here for Scarlett. Just Ling Bane and queens. 2-2 is almost done, dude. She's going to be up 2 upgrades when she attacks. Another Ling run by takes down 5 SCVs. Scarlett not using the brakes at all here. Pedal to the metal. That's a lot of Marines, though, but these Marines are not as well upgraded as my Zerglings. Infestation Pit coming out now. 16 drones she just made. Oh, nice Baneling attack. Kills the supply depots, but not the SCVs. But she identifies that this army is not big enough to move out versus my Lings, so I can make 1 big-ass round of drones. And now she is at 83 drones. Whilst consistently harassing the 3rd base, she knows that she did damage to the SCV line there, and this is how you win games. Scarlett is going to shut him out of this game economically. Does a big attack into the 3rd base, identifying that there's just nothing there. Spirit with the triple drop into her main base on top of her hive and spawning pool. This could get dicey if he targets down all of this important tech. Spawning pool is down. Baneling Nest going down as well. Wow, Spirit killing literally all of the tech structures that Scarlett has. So she has to defend with all of the units that she does have. Oh my god. All of the Marines were picked up, except for a couple that could have fit in that one Marine or medevac. And the Spirit does live on. He stays alive. Scarlett can't spend her money right now because she doesn't have any tech. That's why I like, if you are kind of rich as a Zerg, make a trigger for yourself to make a secondary spawning pool. It's not that expensive. You can use it for Viper energy anyways. And you'll never have this awkward moment where they snipe your one spawning pool and you can't make the 80 links you want to make. My trigger used to be when I started Adrenal Clans, I would start a second spawning pool as well. Because usually you're pretty rich when you start Adrenal Glands. And of course you can think to yourself, oh, I'm not rich right now, so I don't start the spawning pool. But then at least it's a choice. But of course it only happens in like 1 out of 15 games that you lose your spawning pool and that it's even a problem. So in a sense you're wasting 200 minerals in a drone 14 out of 15 games. So that's why most people don't do that. Spirit trying to keep his claws into this game. He's holding on for dear life. Using all the APM invested in him by the Terran gods. Studying up on the ancient Korean scriptures of Brood War, how to play the Terran. And, ooh, Liberator's doing some good harass here, getting a lot of drone kills. Look at that, Scarlett down to 69 drones, nice. Almost the same as my subscription count, also nice. We do see an actual move out here from Spirit. I am surprised that he's even daring to do a move out. Is this just him? Oh, this is just kind of all in, right? This is his last hurrah. Oh my god, the tanks were not sieged up. Scarlett moving on in with all of these Lings and Banes. Infestors don't even have to come into play. Big surround, no pickup from all of these medevacs, and now they get bungled as well. All of them low HP. And Spirit taps out of that game. Scarlett, nice adaptations in the last game, coming in very clutch. And with that, Scarlett takes this best of 3 from Group A, Katowice 2024, with a 2-1 victory over Spirit, letting him get into his comfort zone once, slapping him down with the Broodlord punch on Alcyone, and then, I mean, you saw it, I feel like in Spirit's play in game number 2, he felt like he had to attack more committedly, and he did, and it worked out once. And the second time he tried to do it on this map, it did not work. Scarlett was ready for it, and she just endured the onslaught of Terran, and then once her 2-2 upgrades finished, she was just miles ahead of the Terran, both in army count and efficiency. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this cast. Like I said again, we will be doing about 5 games a group. If you have a specific game or series that you want to see, leave it down in the comments below. I'd love to squeeze it in for you. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.